Hi, my Saggies. How are you? It's so lovely to be here with you. Thank you for tuning in and being with me tonight as we dive into your energy. I'm so grateful that you're on my channel. If you haven't already, if you can hit like, subscribe, and drop me a comment if any of this resonates for you. I'm new to YouTube, and that would really help me grow my channel. So I've been meditating on your energy, and the first thing that came through was just like your vibe in general, which is always so awesome for me to tap into because it just reminds me of what it's like to be fun and light and free, and all that good stuff that we know. You are such a gift to this planet. I want you to know that. I don't want you to believe the things that sometimes you tell yourself and what you observe in others who may not have your best interests at heart. Don't believe that stuff, because you are a gift, and your joy, like you being in your joy in itself, heals the planet. Like if you have a doubt about your purpose, that's it. Everything else is just fun stuff that you can add to it and build from, okay? So as long as you're tapping in every day and filling your cup and filling your heart and knowing that you are worthy for all the things that you want, you are worthy, you do deserve them. You just have to get into that space that you already know how to be in because you were born that way, which is magical. It's a magical space of creation where you don't think about how to do things. You don't get into the logics of it. You just feel your way through it, and through connections and people that you meet and spontaneous miracles and interactions, things start to connect and unfold. And before you know it, your whole life has changed, right? You've been there before. Think about all the times that you've had incredible transformations or like a saving grace. Anytime that your life has changed, if you look back and think about how it happened, you won't be able to describe it because it's always been magical. So in this time, it's important for you to not lose that essence of who you actually are. You got the Origins card, which is the same card that Scorpio got. It's the same card that I got. Like, it's kind of the theme right now, which is like going back to who you are in your essence, in your true nature. That's really needed right now. Not just for you, but for the planet too. So you're going through a healing of your divine masculine. That could be playing out in relationships as well. Like you might have some stagnant energy between you and any males in your life, or masculine energies in your life that may be showing up for you. There may be a need for you to heal connections, male connections that you've had, like family, father, brother, things like that. Or it's just about you tapping into your strength and your ability to, it's your confidence, right? It's like knowing that you're valuable, that you're worth it, and that you can speak your truth. Like you don't have to use your humor and your wit to kind of dance around situations right now of like how you feel. It's important for you to just be yourself, right? And if people don't like that, that's okay. They will leave your life, your energy, your circle, and make room for people who totally get you and vibe with you. Okay, so it's dangerous when the fire signs, specifically Sag and Leo, when you guys start to, out of fear, you start to kind of like hold yourself back because you don't want to upset people, you don't want to offend people, you're trying to keep the peace. But what ends up happening is you end up dimming your own shine. And then here's the funny thing, it's like people actually thrive in your light. Like, you're healing people when you're in that space of happiness and freedom and celebration, right? So when people throw shade or hate your way, your instinct is to like dim yourself down and say like, oh, I'm being too extra right now, right? But what ends up happening is you dim yourself out of respect for others to try to share your light with others. And then those people look at you like, what are you doing in my light? What are you doing in my space? What are you doing on my stage? When you were the one who actually brought them into your space, right? And so it's really important for you to like always honor who you are. And it's not your fault that you shine bright. And people are actually feeding from that. And it helps to heal them. It helps to bring people together. It transforms the energy of a place, a space, a group dynamic. So don't ever stop being who you are out of fear, okay? It's really important that you don't go in the other direction where instead of shining your light so that people aren't mad, you start to retreat into a shell. And that's not good for anybody. And it's actually the same for Leos. You guys need your space to be and express, and you need to surround yourself with people who understand that. In this time, like, you're definitely going, like, I haven't pulled a tarot yet, but you're definitely going through a huge change. You keep getting the number 18. And that's, you know, numerology, that's 9. That's like constant change, right? But it's because you are evolving so fast in this life, right? What it takes some people, like an entire lifetime, you're doing a bunch of those in one. Okay. Maybe a lot of you have that in numerology anyway, because I don't know why it keeps coming up, but or maybe tap into your numerology. Maybe that's a message for you to look deeper into that, to help you kind of hone in on what it is that you want to be doing. But speaking of what you want to be doing, I pulled this beautiful Palladian oracle for you, and you got Lightning Boy with the amazing numbers of 33. Look at those colors up there. It's just gorgeous. Lightning Boy it's basically about the death and rebirth process, but it's much more powerful than what I'm making it sound like. It's like you have to die in order to receive the most amazing, powerful spiritual powers and upgrades. Like, you're leveling up so much that's why this death of what's ending in your life right now has been so painful. There's an exchange of energy happening. You are purging out everything that you've experienced for a long time to make room for this great blessing that's coming your way. And the key to this blessing, I would say for most other signs, would be incredibly difficult. For you, it's your nature, thankfully, and it's about being in your magic. Okay, so it's really important for you to stay lit all the time. Okay, keep that frequency vibing high, because that's how you're going to receive messages from your guides about what you need to be doing, and ultimately it's going to put you in a place to help people. That's where your power is. That's what your gifts are, right? In helping people and bringing them together. So you're going to receive a huge upgrade in your powers, but you need to stay in a high vibration. You can't be going down into this, okay? I got the Death card and the Devil card. Your way of thinking and putting yourself down and doubting yourself, that has to go. And that is going. That's part of the death that's happening. You're letting go of a lot of concepts, I would say, like ideas of how things happen, right? It's freeing yourself to receive miracles and blessings. And in order to do that, you have to be in that space of a miracle and a blessing. You can't be thinking like, oh, it's never going to happen for me, and I don't see how that would happen. Like, I can't sustain myself by myself financially. I don't have the stability to do that. I don't have a platform for this to build on. Like, if you're thinking those thoughts, that's the only thing standing in your way of moving forward with your blessings. So really have the discernment of your thoughts, of what you were taught as a child, of what you would hear the women in your family say, the men in your family say. Take note specifically of what the men would say and see how much of that is in you, and definitely work to heal that, because the divine masculine did come out. Spirit wants you to know, as the overall message, that it's all good, that you're good, that you're not late, you're not behind. Everything is exactly as it should be, and it's all a process. There's a need for you to be more human with yourself and give yourself the time and the space and let things unfold in their own time as well. Like, you don't have to rush anything. You don't have to feel like there's an emergency and you have to like, there's like a small window for you to change things. Like, no, take things with time and grace. Yeah. So you got the World card and the Star. So beautiful. You're definitely closing out a chapter. It's been a long journey, and you're ready to move on, ready to move forward. And actually, you might want to check if you do have Scorpio placements, you might want to watch the Scorpio reading, because they got these two cards together as well. Maybe not together, but they came out in the reading. This is about long-term effects. Like, these changes are not going to be like for the next 2 years. Like, we're talking like the next 30 years, right? So what you're going to build now is going to be for the long term, and it's going to be like in a high vibration. It's going to be something that's led by spirit. It's going to be divinely guided, right? And that's why it takes time when things are divinely guided, because a lot has to be in place. You have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to feel good. You have to have understood certain things. The planet has to be in the right position to host some of these things to nurture and grow. So yeah, it's about having that patience. Sorry about that, Sag. I had to change the card on the camera. Okay, so when I was shuffling before I started the reading, I got two cards. The Temperance card, which is you. This is the Sagittarian card, and the Judgment card. I decided to keep them because they were so in tune with the energy I was picking up for you. This is you really taking the time to balance out your energies and your masculine and feminine, which is something that came out earlier as well. And then the Judgment card is that time that you take to do that, and that you've done what looks like through Sagittarius season, has brought you to this like new perspective of like you're moving out of the end of the cycle, and you're not exactly at the beginning yet. And so that's what's been uncomfortable, because you're pretty good at like jumping ship. But at the moment, it's like the ship's not moving until you release these old thought patterns that you're not good enough. That's what this whole time is about. And the moment you do realize that you are good enough, then everything will start to move, and you're going to start to be in the typical Saggy energy that you have, where you tap into your joy and magical things happen all the time. But yeah, it's really important for you to be aware that you're really going to upgrade. And you have to like really let go of these energies that tell you that you're not enough. And it might be because you're believing. You got the jealousy card, and I don't think this is you comparing yourself. Sometimes that's what that means. I think that this is energy that you're picking up from people. And the reason I think that's what it is because it came up with the water card. So there's a need for you to meditate by the ocean or do like salt baths to clean out that energy that you've been accumulating. And most importantly, it's great to purge it and cleanse, but also don't believe it. Like I feel like you've taken these things on, these ideas that are not yours, and you've believed them. And it's time for you to release that so that your ship can start moving into the new beginning. It's quite an intuitive time for you. It's kind of a time to be like passive in a sense, like not that you shouldn't do anything. It's more like be in passive energy. The kind that kind of allows time to heal and balance. It's not a fiery time. Yeah. You got journey, branch out into new worlds. And you got kindness because there's a real need for you to be kind to yourself. This isn't about other people. We know that you can be kind to other people. Spirit, give me one more whispering words for Saggy and surprises. There you go. That's confirmation and trust. That's confirmation that these miracles are going to happen for you and your life is going to change as long as you tap into that creative energy that we all know you have already. So don't shy away from who you really are. You already have those answers. Thank you, Sag, for joining me, and bless you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. Drop me a comment, give me a like if you're into my vibe, and if any of this resonated with you. Thank you so much. I love you. Take care.